Kia ora koutou. I'm Louise Palmer and I'm Senior Lecturer here at Ilam School of Fine Arts. We're in the sculpture studio at the moment, and as you can see there's not a whole lot of work around. Normally at this time of the year the studio is full and bursting with student work, but students have been working really hard at home over the last term. Studying fine arts here at Ilam puts you in a unique position to go on and work within the arts community, either nationally or internationally. We've got a small school, so there's a lot of contact with lecturing staff, and also a community developed between students who often go on to work together outside of the art school.
One of the great things about the studio courses here at UC is the purpose-built studio spaces. The access from second, third and fourth year to being access to the studio 24/7. These amazing, beautiful, brutalist buildings become your home for 3 or 4 years while you work alongside other students who you learn a great deal from, as well as your lecturers.
BFA is a 4-year degree, and you can also do a BFA with honours within that 4-year program. One of the key differences between Ilam and other art schools is that we do have a focus on discipline specificity.
It's especially interesting because it's broken up into 5 discrete studio practices, and that those studio practices are really focused within small learning classes and in purpose-built studios. So from painting, sculpture, filmmaking, photography and graphic design, you start off in your first year getting a taste of all of those studio disciplines. And then in your second, third and fourth year, you start to focus more and move into one studio discipline for the rest of that time.
So when you come to the art school in the first year, there's 3 courses that set you up and support you to make a decision about which studio area you want to be in. The first semester, the course What is Practice, gives you an introduction to each of those areas with a focus on drawing. So even if you haven't done drawing before, there's different approaches and different ways of considering what drawing is and how it relates to each of those disciplines. There's another course that you do in semester 1, Communities of Practice, and that course is set up for you to think about engaging with the wider arts community. There's a number of field trips to a local marae, to galleries and to other arts institutions within Christchurch. That course sits alongside the art history courses that are compulsory for the BFA as well. In the second semester, you choose 2 of those subject areas, 2 of those discipline areas, and there's a much more in-depth workshop, a 6-week workshop where you're really encouraged to think more deeply about that area through technical exercises and workshops, but also through the development of your own artwork. And after that first year, you're able to make a choice as to what studio you want to go into for your second, third and fourth years. Second year is really an in-depth focus on that discipline area and the fundamental elements that make that discipline what it is. But we do see that when you head towards your third and fourth year, there is an openness to working in a more interdisciplinary way, so that there might be a crossover between painting and sculpture, for example, or graphic design and photography. So as an emerging artist, as a student artist, you're able to determine the kind of work you want to make, and that's supported by staff across the whole school. I think the question, why is fine arts important, is a really interesting one. I think that there's more recognition of what cultural endeavours have to offer to New Zealand, and there's more support for that. Studying a fine arts degree doesn't necessarily mean you're going to finish that degree and be a practising artist. So graduates from here go on to do a whole range of different things, and it's their skills in critical thinking that are really valued. Their ability to think critically around a whole range of different issues, whether social, political, aesthetic. You're supported and facilitated to sort of develop your own critical thinking, which means that you're well placed to fit into any range of different roles once you graduate.